Hello, welcome to my live stream on YouTube. I just want to set an alarm before I get started. Okay. I hope you can hear me well. I had some problems with my mic, so I'm using the mic from my phone. And also because of that, it's not plugged and I didn't really charge my phone. So I do my best to stay for up till maybe 8 o'clock if it's busy enough. But I will be limited by the battery of my phone. And so it's 1 minute past 6. Today is Wednesday, the 29th of April. And for those who don't know me yet, I'm a therapist and coach. And I come here whenever I can in my free time to give some suggestions and recommendations um, to do with mental health, therapy, psychology, human behavior, emotional intelligence, mindset, and mindfulness. So if you have any questions about anything at all related to any of those topics, any problems that you are struggling with in your life, just ask me and I do my best to give you some actionable recommendations. Okay. Um, I'm trying to remind myself not to go too far away from the phone and speak out loud so that you can hear me well. So, um, if there's anyone around here yet, could you just let me know first that you can hear me well? So that I don't spend the next 10 minutes. Uh, hey Didi, good to see you again from Kay. Okay, Kay, can you hear me okay? I'm using just the mic of my phone today. Um, just bear with it. I think that's better. Okay, yes, I hear you just fine. Fantastic. Okay, let's get started. So the way that I start my live streams are always by reading and commenting on some of my own posts. And hopefully at some point that would have given you a reminder of the things that I talk about and maybe inspired you to ask me some questions about yourself. I also realized that a lot of people on my videos on YouTube ask me questions, and I always tell them, come on my live stream and we can talk about it. But then I just realized that many of them cannot attend, maybe because they're working or maybe it's a different time zone. And so one thing that I'm going to do from today is to write down the request so that I can talk about it even if they cannot attend and ask me during the live streams. Um, uh, yeah, I've never thought about it, which is really silly. But I always tell people, would you like me to talk about it during my live stream? And when they say yes, I tell them, okay, make sure to remind me of that conversation then. But then I think that a lot of people could use it, whether they are the questions, whether the people who ask the questions in the first place or anyone else. And so, just so you know, if you are going to ask me any questions from now on my YouTube videos, I will take a note and I will talk about any of those things on my following next live stream. Okay. So, first post that I'm going to read goes like this. Um, your trauma taught you to accept the unacceptable. It set your bar so low that toxic people feel normal. This is why your life is in the state it is, because you have developed such a high tolerance for poor treatment that it is hard for you to even tell what is normal and acceptable or not. And so, something to be aware of, a lot of things we go through, we find them normal. It is our normal because that's all we know. And very often we don't even realize that there's nothing normal or acceptable about it. Next post goes like this. It is a profound irony to watch people get enraged by the misuse and overuse of the word narcissist, as the defensive reaction often displays the very narcissistic traits that they claim to despise. And so this is pretty much about everyone who are at war against narcissists. We need to be reminded that narcissistic personality disorder is a disorder. We don't choose that. There's a lot of trauma involved. It's not just genetic. And so not only people don't choose to have NPD, but also we forget that it's a spectrum. So they are humans. They can be kind. They can want to connect with people and find out about themselves. It's possible. Not all people who are diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder will be evil and manipulative. Some are, and they're the ones that we notice, they're the ones that we talk about, they're the ones that traumatize us, they're the ones that we want no one to ever forget about. But we don't want to put everyone in the same bag. It is um, a spectrum. Um, and sometimes some of them may want to be kind and do some things genuinely out of good heart, not necessarily to manipulate, but we're going to not see that if we believe that all NPD people are evil. It's not the case for all of them. Um, and also, we all have narcissistic traits and tendencies, all of us. Uh, Again, we're not all diagnosed with NPD, but we all have some level of narcissism. And I was looking at the definition of narcissism, uh, and it goes like this. Narcissism is a self centered personality style marked by an excessive preoccupation with oneself, one appearance, one own's need, and is often accompanied by a lack of empathy for others. It involves a grandiose self of self importance and a deep need for admiration. And so, key aspect of it, and we can all relate to that, we're all human, but um, fragile self esteem, exploitative behavior, lack of empathy, grandiosity. I do believe that we all have those experiences in some capacity. And very often we call it arrogance, self absorption, egocentrism, vanity, conceit, entitlement. We all have those experiences. Um, and so if we can realize that we do that as well, but the difference between someone who has NPD and someone who hasn't is that they have been so damaged that it's affecting their whole life. Whereas for us, they're just experiences. But if we can remember how it feels, then we may be more able to show some empathy for them. Because this is the paradox. A lot of people are obsessed with demonizing narcissists a lot online. And what we don't realize is that the way that I see it is that people who are really, really, really on a rampage at war against them, they're like that because they have been hurt and they're still traumatized. Um, and in that moment, because of the hurt and the fear and the anger and the frustration, they are paradoxically displaying narcissistic traits. They're trying to tell everyone he's bad or she's bad. And this is something that narcissists do. So something maybe to take into consideration the next time we're going to have some sort of conversation about narcissist. I've got some comment already. Let me read them. J.K. Hello, been a while. Hello, J.K. K. Stevens, tolerance, that will be the word for the day for me. Interesting that word came up. My adopted brother said he had to tolerate his mother having normal expectations of him. Okay. So yeah, okay, I get it. I'm trying to think about something to say about it. Uh, let's carry on. Something will come up. Chiki, what is your best advice for better sleep? Okay. So my best advice for better sleep is to understand why you can't sleep. There are thousands of reasons as to why you can't sleep. Nothing's ever just this or that. So people are going to say, you know what, just eat that, just drink that, just switch off your phone, just have a dark room. They're only focusing on one aspect of it. If you are really struggling with sleep, it may be more complicated than you think it is. And so my best advice for you would be to learn about yourself and to find out what is it about you? What are all the different things that together are creating an inability for you to sleep at night? That's my advice. There's not one bullet, one magic pill answer to that sort of questions because it's too big. Anyone who will tell you just do this or just do that. They only see things from their experience. And they are basically saying, you know what, I used to suffer from that and I did that and this thing worked for me. But it only worked for them. Then it doesn't mean that's going to work for you, right? And so we can talk about it. With lack of sleep, it could be for all sorts of reasons. Maybe you suffer from depression or anxiety. Maybe you are stressed out. Maybe you are overwhelmed. Maybe you work too hard, too much. Maybe you have some problem with your body. Maybe you suffer from some chronic pains that are preventing you to sleep. Maybe you overthink. Maybe there's so many maybes. Maybe you have ADHD. You are on the spectrum of ADHD. Uh, Maybe I don't know. Maybe you have some trauma, unhealed trauma, and somehow it's affecting uh, the way your body is going to produce certain chemicals at certain times of the day. So there are tons of different reasons, right? And so we can talk about this if you want. It's a big topic for me because I too have struggled with sleep for the vast majority of my life. And so if you want, we can get there, but I need to know more about you. Um, is it something that is happening just now? Did something change in your life? Or has it always been there? And if it's always been there, are there some patterns that get you to notice, it's when this happens, it's when I'm going through a sort of phase that I find it difficult to sleep? Um, if you can give me some information, we can explore that path for you. Um, Mac Jew, people are getting traumatized by the war online. It's true. It's true. It's true. Imagine what it is for the people who are there. Yeah. So it is. We're living very, very hard times. I have to agree. Um, and so, if you can ask me a question, my brain will try to find an answer for you. Right. At this point in time, it's just a comment, so I'm not sure what to say. It is a truth that people are traumatized by what is happening. It's absolutely true. Something that I could say is that if we are traumatized by what is happening online, it's also because there's a part of us that wants us to spend more time watching those things. So that's something that we can address. Now, again, nothing is all black or all white. It's important to keep updated and to know what is going on in the world. But at the same time, we don't want to be obsessed to the point that it's going to traumatize us. So there are ways around this. Um, Jiki, well, issue is I've slept probably like 2 to 3 hours last 40 hours. So at this point in time, I'm having PC sound and stuff turned into auditory hallucination, and it's annoying. So you're telling me about the results, the problems that you have because of the lack of sleep, right? I get it. But what I want to know is about your life in general. Do you have any conditions? Are you struggling with life? What sort of thoughts do you have? What do you think about at night when you can't sleep, for instance? Do you have something physical happenings as well? Do you feel fidgety? I need to have this sort of information. Um, what you're telling me is the consequence of your problem, which sucks. But it doesn't help me because I get it, you know. But I need to have more information about you. Equinox Studio. You have made an amazing contribution to my life. Oh wow, this past few months, fantastic. Starting work shortly, and so I can't stay. Thank you so much, Equinox. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. I appreciate this. Um, whatever I've done for you, keep it up. And do come back sometime if you want, so we can have a chat. Jakey, it's difficult to sleep because of the fact that as I especially try to sleep, it will be sleep paralysis or random moments. I hear someone saying hello or walking as I'm falling asleep in an apartment. Creepy. Ah, so you have some stuff happening at night that prevents you to sleep, right? Let me read this again. It, so it's the way it's phrased is quite confusing, but I'm going to read it verbatim. Because of the fact that as I especially try sleep, it would be sleep paralysis or random moments I hear someone saying hello or walking as I'm falling asleep in an apartment. Creepy. So it's very, very, it's like a charade for me to try to understand. But just, I'm going to guess, just based on the thing that you said, I'm going to guess that you find it difficult to sleep because You believe that there are some maybe visual or sound, some weird things happening around you that are getting you to stay alert. Is that correct? Could you correct this for me, please? For instance, refrigerator becoming a word instead of the static sound. Okay. Do you have some hallucinations often? So then, if that's the case, this is what you want to address. It's not the lack of sleep. The lack of sleep is one of the symptoms of something else. Um, if you have hallucinations, um, have you ever thought about things like schizophrenia? Again, it's a spectrum. XAJ boy, hey Didi, hope all is well with you. Have a great week. Thank you so much. Same to you. Who are you? Hello, Didi. Hello, who are you? Jiki had this issue before, but usually after a good amount of sleep, it disappears. So this is tricky because you're saying that you can't sleep because of the hallucination, but then when you sleep, it gets better. So that again says that the problem is not the sleeping. The problem is your overactive mind. It's your maybe something born from anxiety. Um, who are you? I hope you are doing well. I'm very well. Thank you so much. And I hope you're doing well too today. Hank Van Galen, sound is power. Okay. Jiki, well, randomly I become mute, paralyzed by loss of speech and sound, almost stupid cognitive. And then I have moments I can talk better if it's someone I trust. Okay, so it sounds like a complicated issue, right? So we can talk about this if we want. Do you have any name about your condition? I guess that is all I know as of now. So it's quite something because what you're talking about is quite unusual. You say that you had been paralyzed, paralyzed. You had some loss of speech and sound. So I don't understand the whole thing. Can you be more clear about what condition you have? And maybe you can talk about this. And have you done something about it? Equinox, heart emoji. Thank you. Who are you? I just wanted to share some good news. Okay. I was very stressed about applications, if you recall, and you calmed me down regarding where I'll end up. Fantastic. Okay. So now, so I don't know about outcomes. Maybe you're going to let me know about it next. But the first thing to realize is that if you can take away the pressure, the experience itself is already better. And just that is a win, isn't it? Jiki, no. I don't understand. No to what? Who are you? Today I got accepted at a uni and a work combination in law and pedagogy study and a job offered by the government with a pretty damn good pay. Okay. I cried happy tears for the first time in a very long time. So it worked. Fantastic. Congratulations. Well done for getting that job. Cheeky. I don't believe it's the case since it always disappears and become normal when I sleep. Okay. It's a little bit confusing, right? Because I'm not sure we're talking about the same thing here. But what I'm trying to say is that you have something that is the cause of your inability to sleep. And it's true that when we sleep, whatever we have gets easier and better because the brain reboots itself. It regenerates, it gets rid of whatever we don't need, and your whole body, your whole system is benefiting from sleep. So yes, when we sleep, if we can sleep, anything that we have in terms of problems get better in some capacity. That's for sure. But what I'm trying to say is that we want to still find out why you have all those things, and this is the problem: the hallucinations or the inability to, the loss of speech or sound or whatever that you call that I'm not still not clear about. Um, who are you? Thank you for your support and advice to trust myself and the universe. Fantastic. Yes, trust the universe. We are all supported in some ways and capacities. We don't realize this. We're so traumatized, but we believe that we must always protect ourselves against everything. We forget that by doing so, we are also protecting ourselves against luck, against support, against trusting the universe and feeling connected with everything as opposed to being in a constant state of tension and defensiveness. Yeah. Clemens, why do I always feel disappointed by friends? Are my expectations too high? Yes, that's it. We only get disappointed because of one reason, because we have expectations. If you don't have expectations, you can never be disappointed. Now, You're going to say, yeah, but it's human to have expectations. It's true, but it's human. But we can learn to be better humans. And we can learn to appreciate things and people and situations for what they are, as opposed to expecting them to stay with us forever in the way that we like them to stay with us. And this is the problem. So now we're talking about mindfulness and attachment. And what we realize is that we come into this life to experience our human experience, and everything about it is important. But one of the bad habits that we have as humans is that we want to own, we want to control, we want to keep. We believe that uh, uh, because something has happened for a long time and it was good, we are entitled to have this forever. And if it's no longer here, then we're going to be heartbroken, we're going to be sad, we're going to be angry and disappointed. And we forget that nothing was ever meant to last forever. And so friendship don't last forever. People's personality or level of enthusiasm for the same things that you like may not last forever. Um, Nothing, no one lasts forever. Things change and fluctuate. So it can get slightly better, slightly worse, it can disappear. And we must accept the whole of it. So how does it work in terms of friends? Is to accept that right here and now, I'm glad that I can share this moment with you and I can create some memories, and it's fantastic. I love the fact that I see you for who you are and you see me and accept me for who I am, and that's good enough. But I'm not expecting anything. If tomorrow something happens and they don't want to see me, I must accept that that's the way it goes. We all change. We don't know what people are going through. We don't know how we can develop. We don't know all the secret wounds that they may have hidden for a long time that may take some time to come out and express itself in different ways. And so we want, if we really love someone, we must accept them for who they are. And of course, we can always work to get to be better people, to do things, to communicate, and connect at a deeper level. But we don't want to expect things from anyone uh, if we want to minimize disappointment and heartache. That's it. Do you want me to talk more about this? Kay Stevens, do you believe that night terrors are hallucination from a traumatizing life event involving a person who suffered from severe anxiety? Yes. If you have night terrors, it's your subconscious mind dealing with some emotions that are still lingering in your system because of an overwhelm that happened in the past. Your mind believes that it's still happening. It doesn't know how to deal with that energy, and so it keeps on bringing it back. Your nervous system believes that you're still under attack or assault of whatever happened to you. Um, and so, yes, night terrors. Um, do you mean? Let me see if there's a specific definition for that. Intense, sudden episode of panic, screaming, or trashing during deep non-REM sleep. It's most common with children. It's rare in adults. It's triggered by stress, fever, or sleep deprivation. It usually lasts 10 to 15 minutes. So panic symptoms. Okay, so basically the way that I see it is that when we sleep, um, whatever we dream, whatever state that we're going to go through during our sleeping, is basically how our brain and our body is going to process the emotional energy of the day. So if you have carried that, it's still there, and it's going to then be using that energy to create dreams for you. So now the content of your dream will depend on a lot of other factors, but it's more about the emotional energy of it. So if you have panic attacks, if you have night terrors, or any kind of very intense nightmares, to me, it's to do with anxiety, with unhealed trauma, with stress, with all of those things combined and more. Yes, absolutely. I don't believe that they are a hallucination. They are an experience. Maybe what you mean by hallucination that is not real. And so it's not real as far as everyone is concerned. But for the person who is experiencing them, it is real. It's real in their mind, it's real in their nervous system, it's real in their body, it's real in their experience. Jackie, I only got diagnosed PTSD, addiction, general anxiety disorder, panic syndrome, and I'm treated for those with several meds as of right now. But I guess if I can't keep sleep, I should go seek more help, continuation. Yes. So it's a lot of things. When you say, I only got diagnosed, you get diagnosed with all of those things. It's a lot, right? And again, many of us are like that. But you have PTSD, addiction, general anxiety disorder, panic syndrome. So that will explain again the stress and anxiety can create some state of psychosis and hallucination. Absolutely. Um, and that would absolutely affect your sleep as well. So sleeping is not your problem. It's the least of your problem. Your problem is the trauma, the addiction, the debilitating anxiety. Those are huge things, right? And because of that, any other aspect of your life will suffer. So we're talking about sleeping, but you may have problems with other aspects of your life. You may have some problem with your digestion, maybe problem with your skin, maybe problem with some heart palpitations, anything at all. We are one thing, and everything is connected. Maybe with your self-esteem, maybe with the way you approach people and the way you think about yourself and your relationships. Um, and what you do also in regards to your purpose, all of those things can affect every single aspect of your life. But the problem is not those symptoms. They are the thing that you mentioned that you are working on already. Right? And so my suggestion to you is to don't worry about the sleep at this point in time. Focus on working on your PTSD, work on your addictions, work on the general anxiety and the panic attacks. Right? And if you have something specific about those conditions that you want to talk about, now I think this is what we should be using the time that we have for. Cheeky, yeah, that's what I'm concerned about. Okay, so you're working on it already. Keep working on it. It's a journey. It takes time. Um, but again, the sleeping disorder, it's only the symptom, the result, the byproduct of all of those other things that you're dealing with already. Um, I'm coming to the end of the thread for now. I'm going to continue reading and commenting on some of my own posts. And as soon as I see some more interactions from you guys, I will address them straight away. Okay? Next post goes like this. Passive aggressive behavior and chronic irritability are often expressions of suppressed anger, asking to be heard. If this is you, listen to your body and learn about emotional intelligence. You are not a bad person. You are emotionally repressed. So many of us, we may suffer from being constantly irritated by everything and and having a passive aggressive behavior. I certainly was like that for the vast majority of my life. And we tend to be demonized, and also we think of ourselves, what's wrong with me? Why am I so petty? Why am I so mean? Why am I so little? But in reality, if we're like that, for the vast majority of us, it's because we have some suppressed anger, and that is creating um, too much of that energy in our body that is going to get us to react to everything and anything all the time. Um, and the way we're going to conduct with ourselves, to others, may come across as passive aggressive. Um, because we have a lot of little frustration that we want to share with others, but we don't do it openly. We don't do it directly. Uh, it's just trickling down our behavior because there's so much dissatisfaction within us that is ending up being projected on others. Um, and so, something to keep in mind. If that is you, maybe it's not because there's something wrong about you, as in you're not a bad person. It's more because you don't know how else to cope with life, and that system is getting you to behave like that and to experience those things. Um, Next post, a very important one. Don't confuse shame with willpower. Real transformation is driven by self compassion and positive encouragement, not self contempt and punishment. Because you cannot improve your life by trying to hate yourself into it. And so a lot of us, we are trying to use willpower to do things. I've got to do this, I've got to do that. And we don't realize that what we're doing is to shame ourselves. And this is how we've been conditioned to do things. I was watching a video from another creator who's into the mindset space, and he was telling how um, he had a motto, and I understand where it's coming from, but I'm going to basically upgrade it in my way and see if you can relate to that. But basically, he said, um, in the days that you can do nothing, being able to do something is everything. And basically, it was for people who suffer from depression and they can't function. Um, uh, it was about telling them you must celebrate any of your small achievement. They're good enough. But to me, it's still problematic because I understand that some of us, when we can't do nothing, we just cannot do nothing. And so the best course of action is to accept it. Is to accept, I can't do nothing, but I'm going to appreciate that I can do nothing. I'm going to focus on choosing to do nothing. I'm going to choose to just look at the ceiling, look at the clouds in the sky. I'm going to choose to meditate. I'm going to choose to listen to music, to do something gentle and easy, something that is not productive, something that is not something that I should have to do. And this is basically how things get better. Because the more we're using shame, the more we're creating tension in our body. And the more tension and stress, the more overwhelmed we'll be if we have already problems with procrastination or depression or anxiety or any of those things. Uh, and so, if we are really overwhelmed, I think it's important to stop shaming ourselves, stop guilt tripping ourselves, stop the fear of missing out. It's really about accepting my nervous system is overwhelmed and it's okay. Today, I'm going to have a mental health day. I'm going to appreciate it. I'm going to give it to myself. I'm going to invest my time and my focus consciously. Because in reality, we suffer because we believe that we can do something. But for many of us, we cannot do anything at that moment. And so the choice is not whether do something or do not do anything. The choice that we have in that moment is, do you want to feel good about doing nothing, or do you want to feel bad about doing nothing? That's the only choice we have in that moment. And so every moment is different. But if that's what we have in this moment, we must accept it's okay. Today I'm going to rest. I'm going to recover. I'm going to uh, reclaim some peace and some energy. And that's good enough. And the next moment we may have some then energy because we may have a let go of the tension. So now we have a little more ability to take actions, and then we may take a little action. Anyway, um, Yash Tomar. I just self sabotage myself and let every opportunity pass by, as I always live in my head and fear every time. We can talk about this if you want. So I need to know more about you. Um, if we self sabotage, it's because there's a part of us that wants to protect us from something that we believe is not available to us. So this is what self sabotage is. Self sabotage is not a demon, something bad inside of us trying to ruin our lives. It's actually a system that we have created to protect ourselves from something. But the way it comes across, the way it's affecting our life is negative. And so, for instance, if I'm procrastinating, you talk about, let's talk about procrastination. If someone cannot do something, you're going to think, procrastination, bad. What's wrong with me? And they don't realize that procrastination is a system that may be there to protect them from the fear of failure, from the fear of winning, from the fear of being seen, from the fear of judgment, from the fear of rejection. Whatever it is, the procrastination is actually there because there is a belief inside of us that I don't deserve the good things. I don't deserve success. And so if I get close, I'm going to suffer. Something bad is going to happen. So it's protecting us from that thing that we think is going to happen, that is bad. And so what we want to address is the belief, not the system that was there to protect us in the first place. And so he's saying, I self-sabotage myself. I let every opportunity pass. What could be that? Maybe there's a part of you that doesn't want to change, that doesn't want to be successful because of X, Y, Z. And so that's why your mind is getting you to let the opportunities pass. And then after that, you're going to think about it and feel terrible about yourself. But you don't realize that it's something that you have created and put into place yourself to protect yourself from something that happened to you back in the days. Um, does it make sense, Yash Tomar? Cheeky. The thing is that there is a person who is very dear to me, and I should talk with that person. However, I can't do it literally, and I have become mute towards specifically due to the severe paranoia. Okay, so again, you have to address your problems. All of your problems will create that and many more things. Right? If you have anxiety and PTSD and it's not cured, paranoia is normal. The way it's going to affect your interpersonal relationship is absolutely normal. It's going to affect the way you express yourself, the way you feel about yourself, the way you see people, the way you interpret what they say and what they do. It's going to change everything. And so we don't want to address the symptom. We want to address the cause of the problem. Right? Cheeky, which may be due to the sleep deprivation. So there's that everything again. Um, Nothing is just this or that. But if you don't sleep, that makes everything worse. Whatever you have as conditions that you're working on, if you don't sleep, if you don't eat well, if you don't do some things in regards to your lifestyle that are positive to how you feel generally, all of your conditions will be inflamed and get worse. And that's why it's so important if you have any conditions to sleep, to do our best to sleep well. So that's a problem for you. But maybe you can learn how to meditate and also look after your diet. What do you eat? What do you not eat? And exercise, move, go out, uh, do things also that make you happy. Uh, Connect with nature. There's a lot of things we can do, tons of things we can do to start to feel better about ourselves. And if you can feel better about yourself, that will help a lot, an awful lot about your symptoms. So something that you can do. We can talk about this if you want. Soraya Sunra, much appreciation, Didi. Thank you so much, Soraya. Divinely designed goddess said hi. Hello, divinely. Jiki, well, you're right. Okay, thank you. So if you want, we can still talk about those things, but in reality, what we really want to talk about is the anxiety and the trauma. Right? Thank you as well. Thank you, Jiki, for appreciating what I say. Um, yeah. We tend to be so overwhelmed about problems that we often end up looking in the wrong place. But also, we need to realize that nothing we don't live in a unidimensional world. Uh, Everything is always the result of many things all occurring at the same time. And so there are things that we are able to do something about, and some others that we cannot at this point in time. And so focus on what you can do. You are doing something with your trauma, whatever that it is, keep doing it. But now, maybe something that you want to add to it is all the things that I talked about in regards to your lifestyle. If you can't sleep, maybe learn how to meditate, um, and address your diet, address your moving, exercising, address your going outside, spending time in nature, address your socializing. You don't have to be popular. You just need to have some people, even one person that you can spend time with and talk to and just be yourself with. Um, do things that make you happy, whatever that it is, anything that relaxes you. You can do some drawing, you can dance, you can sing, you can go for a walk, you can listen to some music, you can cook food that you enjoy, whatever that it is. Do things that make you happy. Do your best to regulate yourself to feel good, as good as you can. Just that is already a lot of work that can already make a huge difference over time. Genji, hello Didi, how are you today? I'm very good today. Thank you so much for asking. How about you, Genji? Chiki, I'll discuss it further. Thank you, Chiki. And I'll try to just continue ignoring the night terrors for now. It's not about ignoring them. Um, okay, so if you have night terrors, when they happen, there's not much thing that you can do in that moment. Um, but what you can do is to maybe do your best right after it has happened to do some mindful breathing, to regulate yourself, and to remind yourself, right around now, I'm safe. Right around now, I'm safe. Right around now, there's no monsters in the room. There's nothing weird happening. I'm safe. No, maybe something that you could do then. Um, The night terrors, yeah, would be, there's a lot of things you could do, but again, I don't know you. But maybe think about exploring any kind of somatic exercises, any ways you can shake, move, get rid of as much energy. Do you do yoga? Yoga is a great thing to do. Um, uh, all of those things will not solve the root cause of your issues, but it will at least help you get rid of some stress from your body so that at night there is less propensity for you to have a night terror. Jiki, thank you. Kay Stevens, yes, my adopted mother didn't address her problems with her son's conduct to get attention. To him, no attention was better than none. To me, the Dunning-Kruger effect, to me was at play there. So let me try to understand. My adopted mother didn't address her problem with her son's conduct to get attention. To him, no attention was better than none. To me, the Dunning-Kruger effect. So it's a bit confusing. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll get to understand more as you explain, as you tell me more. Jackie, the thing that pisses me off is as I try to sleep and if I don't give it attention, it gets worse, like secrets being told about me. So you are thinking a lot. So what are we talking about? The thing that pisses me off is as I try to sleep, if I don't give it attention, if I don't give it attention, what is the it? Could you clarify this for me, please? Because I don't know what you're referring to at this point in time. Jiki, it's as if the intensity pisses me off more. I don't know what is the it, but if you think about something, yes, the more you think about something, the more you're going to feed that thing with the energy of trying to change this, and that will annoy you more. Jiki, because it goes from a scale of 2 to 10. What are we talking about? What is the it? Don't give attention to it. Treflinor, greetings Didi. Just want to say hi and thank you for your work. Merci beaucoup. Okay. Tout le plaisir est pour moi. Thank you so much for appreciating what I do. Genji, I'm okay today. Been in my head a bit today, but I feel normal, a bit apathetic. Okay. So I don't know what is normal, but I assume that if you say I feel normal, it means that there are no major crises happening right around now, which is a good thing, right? A bit apathetic. Apathy doesn't mean that you are not feeling much um, connected to much at the moment. You're observing things. It doesn't mean that it's necessarily bad. What do you mean by apathetic? Apathy is not doing something, but sometimes just being is great, and it could be seen as apathy from the outside. Jiki, the sound I feel as I'm hearing, for instance. Okay. Okay. Let's talk about it. What is that sound that is coming up? So this is the patterns that I was asking you at the beginning of the video, right? So you have a pattern. At night you can't sleep because there's a sound, right? What is that sound, please? Jiki, he's moving, doing something weird now, going to call the emergency now. If he doesn't move in 5 minutes, random discomfort sounds like that. So like I'd say like the refrigerator. So you have the sound of the refrigerator, and the way you hear that sound is by saying the refrigerator sounds like it's talking to you, and it's saying he's doing something weird wrong. I'm confused. Is the refrigerator talking about you? Cheeky static sound, it transforms into words. Okay. What words is it saying? Could you type again? Is it what you said? He's moving, he's doing something weird now. Who he is? Is it the voice that is moving? Or is the voice telling you that someone else is moving? This is the confusing bit. Genji, I'd say apathetic is normal for me, not really excited or sad, just existing. Okay. So everything is about knowing where we are on the emotional ladder. we fluctuate all the time. And so you are existing, and we want to be living to feel good. However, existing is still better than surviving. If you're surviving, now you're in pain, you're reacting, you're angry, you're scared, you're suffering, it's not good, it's not nice. You need to focus 100% all of your effort on that thing. If you're existing, at least you're not suffering. If you think about it, you may suffer from the thought of just existing instead of living and thriving. But think about being on the ladder. We fluctuate. You could always be in the better place, you could always be in the worst place. And so accept, I'm existing at the moment, and it's okay. How can I take it one notch to the next level, right? As opposed to, I don't like to be here, I want to be there. You know what? You won't be able to go from here to there. It's going to be from here to there and there and there and there. And eventually, once you have created some kind of flexibility, then you'll be more able to fluctuate into all of those states. Cheeky about me. So the fridge is talking about you, or as if some person is saying it. Okay. If I turn off PC, for instance, it all stops though. So there you go. Turn off the PC. What is the PC? Personal computer? How is it connected to your fridge? I don't understand. But if you have a system, then do it. If you know that it all stops if you turn off something, turn it off. Bassist. Sounds like auditory hallucination. Yes, lack of sleep can definitely bring this on. Yes, but then we're on a loop. Where does it start? We talked about trauma and anxiety of that person beforehand. And so for me, this is obviously where everything starts anyway. Right? And then it develops into all of those things and more. Psychosis, perhaps. Yes, so yes, absolutely, I agree. Yes, bassist. Jiki, I used to be worse before like. Remember, hi, hope all is well. I got a question about childhood trauma. Why does it seem to be at its peak when you get to adulthood? It's not, childhood trauma is not at its peak. Childhood trauma is going to be experienced badly wherever and whenever we are in life. If you had a childhood trauma, I think what you're trying to say is that why do we suffer more from trauma as an adult when as a child? We don't suffer more. As a child, we suffer from the real danger that was in the room. As an adult, we suffer from how our nervous system has adapted to that event that was not solved and that we didn't get given a coping mechanism for, right? And so let me try to understand what you mean. Childhood trauma. Why does it seem to be at its peak? It's not. If you experience trauma, it's going to affect and dysregulate your nervous system. It's going to change the way you feel about yourself, the way you feel about the world, the way you're going to see yourself, the way you're going to interpret situations. You're going to be in a constant state of hypervigilance. You may be paranoid. You may have a lot of very low self-esteem, negative voices about yourself, and you may have some flashbacks, some nightmares, and those things are happening all over life. Now, there are some phases where those things are going to be more pronounced than others. So that's the thing. But it's not because of adulthood. Uh, if we are going through a period in our life where we are more overwhelmed, more stressed out, more vulnerable than other phases, then we're going to be more prone to have all of those flashbacks and nightmares than other times. Uh, we are one being, so whatever we're going to go through is going to affect what we are. So if we have some conditions or general state, we absolutely amplify or diminish our conditions depending on what's happening in our lives. Maybe that's what you meant, right? Is that correct? Jiki, thanks for the tip. I should do that. Okay, so there you go. But also something that you can do is to, again, I have experienced psychosis and hallucination myself. Um, and so I know that when it happens, you can't really question it. You really believe that it's happening. Um, what I would do is to address anything that you can address to minimize stress. Any type of stress will again amplify whatever conditions that you already have. So I know that one of the major concerns for you is sleeping, and if we don't sleep enough, we're going to be more prone to stress. Absolutely, and that's why I'm thinking maybe meditation, mindfulness, um, anything like that. Explore those avenues and see if they can help you at least chill a little bit. Um, yeah. K. Stevens, sorry Didi in regards to my adopted brother. Bad attention was better than positive feedback. Not to judge them, but this behavior was really challenging to them. Okay, so let me try to understand. Bad attention was better than positive feedback. From who? Again, I'm not sure, but it's okay. No, you are basically explaining some of the things that happened into your adoptive family and how um, some dynamics were not healthy. And I would agree with that, even if I don't understand precisely what you mean. It's very often the case um, in those situations. Genji, that is a good point. I didn't think of it that way, but I guess I should be happy that I'm just here. Yes. So it's not that sometimes yeah, everything is about contrast. And this is what gratitude does. Gratitude gives us contrast. So we don't want to think, I'm lucky because I'm not in a terrible place. So we don't want to always look at the bad stuff to feel better about ourselves. But sometimes it does help just to remind ourselves, you know what? Not so long ago, I was in a terrible state. And today I'm better. So just for that, you know what? Thank you. Thank you, universe. Today I'm having a good day, an easy day, or an easier day, and I'm grateful for that. I thank you for that. Focus on the goodness of your life, even if it's not a lot. Um, it's an exercise, it's a skill that we can develop. Really, the practice of gratitude is that magical hack that is going to get us to feel more content about ourselves without having to do anything else but to change the way we look at our life. Thank you for your heart. Jiki, well, thanks for tonight. Thank you. Jiki, I think this is as much I was comfortable sharing today. Thank you for doing this. I know that it's not easy. Um, and so, whenever you feel ready, come back and we can continue our conversation together. I do my best to continue showing up every Wednesdays and every Fridays from 6 p.m. UK time on YouTube. Okay? Remember W4. But as a kid, I didn't care about what happened. But now as an adult, it seems to be all over. Uh, Maybe, so I'm not sure what you mean. So you're saying that you had some CPTSD in childhood, but it didn't seem to affect you. But now you're thinking about it. So that could be, if that's what you say, because back then, whatever you've been through was your normal. So you didn't really think of it as bad because you didn't have anything else to compare it with. Very often with CPTSD, the vicious aspect of it is that we don't realize that it's not normal. Um, and it's very often in adulthood that we realize that indeed I didn't get the support, the love, the safety that I needed, that every single child needs in this world. And because of that, now that has created all of those problems that I have. Maybe I'm a people pleaser, maybe I suffer from low self-esteem and anxiety and social anxiety or depression. I can't do the things that I really love, whatever that it may be. And so, as a kid, I didn't care about what happened. Maybe because you were preoccupied you were preoccupied to survive in your own way, and everything felt normal. Um, but if you can be honest with yourself and go back, were you? It's not being honest. It depends. Trauma is different for everyone. You may have had some good moments and some bad moments, and the bad moments have created problems for you, but you still have the good moments. So maybe a part of your personality is to focus more on the good moments. Or maybe you want to ignore it. Sometimes we want to ignore problems because it's easier to ignore than to face them. And I'm talking about certain emotions, right? Um, Stuff like shame and fear. And so it can be all sorts. I need to understand what you mean then. Remember, I would love to talk about this with you at a deeper level, but if you can give me more, that'd be helpful. Genji, I'm not sure if being in my head is okay though. Maybe I'm thinking too much into everything, and that's why I'm feeling this way. So what do you mean being in my head is okay? Um, if you are thinking too much about something, so you know it. If you think too much about something, it doesn't help, right? So I'm not sure what you mean, but I'm going to say at a general level, we don't want to spend our life overthinking things. However, we're all different. There are exceptions. Some of us, we can't help thinking. And so it's not about thinking versus non-thinking. It's about what are we thinking about. So I, for instance, I cannot stop thinking. If I choose to meditate or practice mindfulness deliberately, I will be able to chill. But if I don't do it actively, consciously, proactively, then my mind is always going to be playing phones. However, it's not a problem for me anymore because now I know how to choose my thoughts. And so any bad thoughts, they're gone. And instead, I'm hyper fixating on the things that excite me, the things that I love, the things that I want to focus on. Um, and that makes it good for me to overthink because now I'm over feeling amazing. I'm always thinking about either things to do with my work and the things that I'm obsessed about in regards to psychology and mindset and mental health, or again, if I go to the park, I'm going to be fully absorbed into looking at the trees, the sun rays going through the leaves, the squirrels, the birds, people and their dogs, the flowers, the smell of it. That is super exciting and absolutely amazing to me. And my mind is there. So I can be either just there or I can be thinking about it as well. Um, um, and so, yes, so it depends. What do you mean by I'm too much in my head? What sort of thoughts do you have? Again, people with ADHD or people with CPTSD also, we are always thinking about things, and so it's about maybe for you it will be easier to uh, to choose better thoughts. Remember, yes, a lot of what happens seem to affect my adulthood. Okay, tell me about this, please. Tell me more so that I can understand where you're coming from. So some of the things seems to affect your adulthood. But you believe that you had a good childhood? Did you enjoy your childhood? Was it all nice? The two can coexist, right? Some people can have a very uh, happy childhood, but some events from the past have affected them. Again, we are not unidimensional. Uh, so, yes, it's possible. So, maybe what we want to do is to find out what is it that is creating problems for you now. In which way do some things that happened or did not happen to you in childhood and now expressing themselves into your life that is problematic for you? Chiki, you're bringing up a good point. I think I just stopped feeding the thought and mindset that, oh, tonight might be scary. I just sleep and try not to think and turn off all static noises. Um, what you can do is to think better thoughts. Try this. Um, we all have some habits of thought. So if your habit of thought at night, listening to your fridge is, oh, there's someone saying things about me. So I don't know, again, I don't know about you. So that may not be useful at all. But something that you can try is to actually, just like I'm saying with Genji, is to choose better thoughts. Choose to think about something that is exciting, that is positively stimulating to you. Um, that may be also that may be different. Or you may, so again, I don't know if you can do this or not, but try to explore this. And when it happens again at night, you're sleeping, and the fridge is starting to sound as if someone is talking to you, uh, then maybe question that. Instead of thinking, I'm hearing that, tell yourself, I'm experiencing that. Is it true? Is it possible? Or is it just my mind playing tricks on me? Maybe it's just my mind repeating some stuff, and it's just an illusion. It's just a trick. I don't need to pay attention to it. It's just background stuff. Um, Metacognition is the ability to observe our own thoughts, to be aware that we are not our thoughts. We are the person experiencing the thoughts. And so same thing with psychosis. But again, I know that when I was experiencing my psychosis, I couldn't do this. So I don't know exactly what you're going through. We're all different. Um, but Generally speaking, I believe that if you have sort of experiences, your whole body is in a different state, and you may not be able to do that. Try to do something. Whenever you're going to go back into that state, do anything that can bring you back in the present moment. So we can do some mindful breathing. There's something else that I've explored a lot lately, and it's called butterfly hug. You do this. For 3 minutes. And when you do that, it's forcing the both side of our brain to work together, because you are doing things from both sides, and the rhythm is soothing it as well. So what it means is that the point of that exercise is to get us from a state that is emotional to a place of rational. So it's something that we do if we have a panic attack, for instance. So maybe it's something that you can borrow at night when you are going to go through the situations. Do that. Relax. Do it for 3 minutes, 5 minutes, just that. And eventually, just focus on that. Focus on the movement, focus on the feeling, focus on the sound, focus on the tempo. And eventually, maybe you'll be able to then practice metacognition and tell yourself, is it true that the fridge is speaking to me? Is it possible? Do fridge talk to people? No, my mind is playing trick on me because of XYZ. I don't need to listen to it. I don't need to feed it attention. I don't need to believe that it's true. I don't need to worry about it. I don't need to react to it. I don't need to obey it. Right? I can realize it's just background noise. So now I'm going to choose another thought. I'm going to choose to think about something that I enjoy, someone that I like, some things that I like to do, some things that I like to think about. And maybe that will help you relax. And then the next thing you want to do, because you can't sleep, is to tell yourself, I don't need to sleep. I don't have to sleep. I just want to be relaxed. I just want to be chilled. If I sleep, it's a bonus. It's good. If not, it's also okay. Because if you think, I have to sleep, I need to sleep, I want to sleep, I must sleep, you're creating tension and you're making it harder to relax and sleep. So just tell yourself, if I'm going to sleep, it's good. I'm ready. Come on over me, sleep. I'm ready. If you are, whenever you are. If not, it's okay. I'm just going to relax and try to just chill doing that thing and see what happens. Okay? And then you may even fall asleep at some point. Remember W4. It as a child, if you didn't receive love for those whom supposed to be giving love, then how can you understand love? You can learn it. It's a skill. We have love inside of us. We are born self-loving. But because we don't get the love that we deserve in childhood, we forget about it. We develop systems to protect us from that lack of love. But what we need to do is to basically work on healing so that we can return to that place that we are already. We're born like that. So it's not like you are trying to get something that is alien from you. It's something that is deeply ingrained in you. Self-love exists. So how do we learn about self-love? My watch is telling me to put my TikTok post out. So just bear with me. I'm going to do this straight away. It's my third post of the day on TikTok. Why is the screen? Okay. So I was talking. Oh yeah, yes. How do we learn how to love ourselves? By stopping hating ourselves. I've done a video on YouTube. You can check it out. A long form, horizontal video. Let me find out. And it's called, I think, Self Love 101. So I'm going on my page, videos, and it's a video that I put out 4 months ago. It's a 7 minutes video, and it's called Self Love 101. On the thumbnail, it says how to love yourself. Check it out, and let me know in the comment section how you feel about it. Remember, right? Now, of course, we're all vastly intricate and complicated and different, and so these are just the big lines. just a video of 7 minutes is not going to cure and fix everyone who suffer from that, but it will give you an idea maybe about some things that you may apply in your life. But yes, if you didn't receive love as a child, then you can learn it, or more precisely, you can relearn it. You can remind yourself of that energy that exists inside of you by stop doing certain things, by stop hating yourself, by stop talking to yourself very harshly, you know, those sort of things. Always keep it real. I love watching your shorts. They always make so much sense. Love from the UK. Thank you so much. I'm from the UK as well. So yes, UK. Yes, I'm doing this from London. I don't know why I did this because I'm not nationalist in any way. I just thought it was a funny thing to do. Kay Stevens, yes, another window you opened for me, Didi. Okay, thank you, Kay. My adopted brother believed his mother and adopted sister existed to serve his every need. That is not thriving, that is living in his mental prison. Okay. You seem to have quite a lot of thoughts about your adopted brother, right? A lot of unfinished business. Is that correct? Kay Stevens was attention from his adopted parents. Remember, I get habit of what you're saying as a child. It felt normal even though it wasn't. Okay. Okay. Yes, change the way I look at my life, not the narrative my adopted mother told people, which was not my experience. She did that to make herself look good and to make a good impression on others. Okay, okay, I understand what you mean. Okay. So you had some trouble, yeah, I remember, with your adoptive family. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear. It sucks. It's never nice. Genji, I do always have a lot of thoughts, but I've been replaying a conversation that I had to have with my father recently. He confirmed many of my negative feelings of feeling like I was his puppet. Okay. I dissociated during the call because I became triggered, but I recollected myself. Fantastic. Well done. Took some deep breath and added the phone call soon after. It's been haunting me recently. You've done good because you've been able to recollect yourself, to breathe, and to regain some sort of composure, right? So what has been haunting you recently? He has reminded you of something that is still there. So what you can do is to just remind yourself, I'm thinking about it because there's a part of me that still doesn't feel safe, or maybe I'm still angry at him. And so we can talk about this if you want. Tell me precisely exactly what is the fault. If you can do that, we can address this directly. Remember, my childhood was hectic, and the love I'm asking about is from my parents, mainly from the mother's side. Okay? Okay. Yes. So you didn't get the love from your mom, and that is affecting you today. So in which way is that lack of love expressing itself in your life? If you can tell me that, please remember. Remember being the name of the person. Remember W4. Kay Stevens, I think a lot of this confusion has to do with with people who say do as I say, not as I do, because I'm the wise elder. Okay, I say no today. I saw the elephant in the room she was avoiding standing up to. Okay. Okay. So now you're basically realizing that your adoptive mother was narcissist, or displaying narcissistic traits, and you can see through her, right? Genji, I am honestly very proud of myself for not splitting. Yes, celebration. Fantastic. Well done. Really, really fantastic. I'm honestly very proud of myself for not splitting, and I was able to stay connected. I've been getting better. Yes, hallelujah. Well done. Thank you so much. Well done. Great news. Bassist, great advice, Didi. Thank you, bassist. Genji, but to be completely honest with you, even just me typing that, I can feel that angry fire in my chest. It causes me so much rage because my father acted like it was a good thing. So again, you're moving from one perspective to another. There's a moment where the version of you that is empowered is saying, it was good. I didn't split. I'm proud of myself. Yes. But the next moment, your inner critic is coming. And that version of you that is typically petty will say to you, yes, but And so what you want to do is to go back to that state where you were able to see the good things in your life as opposed to feeling bad for some of the bad things. Genji, my father said I was like a little puppet. He laughed and made it seem like it was such a good thing. I was well behaved because I was terrified of him. He forgets we fought my whole teenagehood. So, did you tell him? Did you tell him, you know what, Dad? You are a very terrible dad, and I'm resentful of you because of the things that you've done. I was not a puppet. Talk, speak out your truth, let it out. The part of you that is dissatisfied is the part of you that is like, come on, Genji, why didn't you tell him? All your life you're holding inside. You're safe now, you're grown up. There's nothing he can do against you. You can tell him whatever you want to tell him. Tell him, right? Just be honest with him. Say, you don't get to talk to me like that anymore. I don't care what you think. I'm a grown up now. You have damaged me for a long time. And if you don't get it, I'm not going to speak to you. I don't care. You say, I was terrified of him, but you're not terrified of him anymore now. Are you still? We can talk about this if you want. Genji, yes, I've been fighting with my own thoughts since it happened. So don't fight with your own thoughts. Understand them. If you fight, you're resisting, you're repressing, you're pushing away, you're avoiding, you're ignoring. This is what a fight is about. Instead, listen to them and then address them from the right perspective, right? If your thoughts are telling you, yes, but dad did that and it's making me think terrible because he's saying that, just tell yourself, is it still happening? Does it mean anything now? Have I changed to have power now? Then you realize, yes, you know what? Fuck him. It doesn't matter. He's nothing. I'm something now. And I can choose how I feel. I can choose when and how I speak to him. And if he's going to go to say some petty things on me, he can fuck off. I don't care. And I'm using the F word on purpose here because I want you to have a sort of energy with him. I want you to be expressing yourself the way that you need to express yourself in order to feel better about yourself. Kay Stevens, thank you, Didi. Thank you, Kay. Um, yes, yeah, it's those are some of the worst situations. I know so many people. I've heard so many stories. People are being adopted in horrible families. It's so heartbreaking. It's so horrible. Genji, when I was younger, I did, but he acts like I have never told him how he really was, or that he's so delusional he thinks he was a good father. So just tell him. Doesn't matter. When you say he acts as if I have, it doesn't matter how he acts like. It does not matter. Speak out your truth. That is the only one thing that matters. If you are expecting for him to behave in a certain way, you're still expecting something from him. He has still got you under his thumb. When we expect something from someone, they have power over us. The moment you stop expecting anything from anyone, they have nothing on you. You are still seeking external validation from your dad. Let it go. Tell yourself that man is nothing to me. If I need to be loved by people in my life that can give me love, I'm going to give them that love, not to him. He doesn't deserve it. He never deserved it anyway. So this is what you want to do, right? He acts as if it doesn't matter. Let him act. As long as you speak out your truth, tell him, you know what? I'm not buying. I don't care what you do, what you say, how you look like. You were shit to me. Take responsibility. Don't pretend you're a good father. You're a terrible father. And and I still hold a lot of anger and resentment towards you. And that's it. Tell him. And whatever he says, if he goes yes, but no, but yes, just say, I don't want to hear. I don't want to listen to any of this BS. Bang. That's it. As long as you give him a voice, as you may give him the impression that you are giving some credit to what he says, he's going to keep manipulating you, and you're going to end up continuing feeling like that. Just tell him you're a terrible father, and you need to accept it. If you want to heal, and if you want me to speak to you, you need to accept that you are a shit father. But if he's not able to do that, if he's got narcissistic personality disorder, he may not be able to do that. And so back to square one. What do? You Stop seeing him. You do this. That's it. Don't expect him to change. He's never going to change. He may change, but you can't expect him to change for you to be happy. It's like I'm expecting for luck before I can be at peace with myself. No, you choose to do this yourself. Okay, Genji, remember. Okay, I will watch the video you suggested. Thank you for the advice. Fantastic. The way I think is, how can a mother or parent have a child physically and mentally abused and just left out there in the world? Because we all have a baggage. We can't talk about this. Many of us will suffer because of our parents. But, and it's true, it's valid. We need to address this, like when I'm talking to Genji about about their dad. However, if you want to find out why, the why is this: it is not because of you. We suffer because we believe that it's because of me. What's wrong with me? As a child, we cannot blame our parents for anything. We take everything personally. Because if our parents are horrible to us, if we think they are bad, we are rejecting the only one thing that is keeping us safe and alive. We cannot do this. So we can think they are horrible to us, to me, because I am not enough, because I am shameful, because there's something wrong and broken and fundamentally bad about myself. And that's what we suffer from. And as an adult, we can think, why did they do that? And there's still that subconscious energy behind it, making us feel that as if it's because of us. And so the answer to you is that why there are millions of reasons as to why people do things. But the first thing that you want to remind yourself is that it was not because of you. It was because of them. As in, because they have their own trauma, they have their own baggage, they have their own wounds, they have their own limiting belief, they have their own parents and upbringing and childhood, they have their own whatever bullying, whatever trauma they have been through in the adulthood. Whatever it is, we behave the way we behave because of the things that happened to us. And so they never chose that either. Were they horrible? Many of them were, absolutely. But two different truths, more truth, can coexist, right? So they're horrible to us, but at the same time, you want to realize, because there's something called generational trauma. If you have some baggage from our own life, and if you don't fix this, we're going to pass it to the next generations. And very often, this is what happens. Most of the thing that we suffer from is a long continuation of all the previous generations who didn't know how to deal with a thing. So it's down to us to address those things. If we can heal ourselves, we have healed all the previous generations at the same time. Does it help? Remember W4? Genji, oh no, I'm not scared of him anymore, I don't think. I spent many years with each other yelling face to face, but I thought to keep peace, I just end the call. Okay, so just do it. So what is the problem? Keep doing it, right? I think you're doing right, if that's the case, because I thought that there's still a part of you that get triggered by him. Do you still get triggered by him? And if you do, I think that's what we were talking about, then why do you get triggered by him? What is it about him that still triggers you? And so that's why I said maybe there's a part of you that still feels some level of fear somehow. Um, or the other thing that I was talking about, which is the need for validation from him. Then went for real, said hi. Hello. Katarinam. Thank you, Didi. Thank you, Katarinam. Genji. Oh, shit, you're right. Okay. Fantastic. Thank you. Genji, am I weak because I'm choosing to just not say how I feel to him, even if it's comfortable for me? It's not weak. There's no such thing as weak. We all do our best. Weak only exists within a specific context. And so if we compete powerlifting, there are rules, there are weight categories, there are age categories. We know who is stronger and who is weaker than others within the frame of that competition. But other than that, no one is weak or strong. It's not a thing. We are all doing what we can. And so if you say, am I weak because I'm choosing to just not say how I feel, it's not that you are weak, it's that there's still part of you that are scared, that are protecting you. And so weak is not even part of the conversation. It's just that there are part of you that are still scared. So that's what I was talking about, the fear I'm talking about, right? Scared of confrontation, scared of reactions, scared of disapproval from him, or whatever it may be. And so when that happens, this is when you want to learn how to speak to yourself and tell those parts it's okay to feel like that. But you know what? He's an asshole. Fuck him. And then just hang up. That's it. Right? Okay, Stevens. Hell yes, some parents really suck. Yeah. They don't matter at all and they kind of stinky. Yes. So, some people are the way they are. So again, it's true that some people are bloody horrible, but they suffer. Only hurt people hurt people. So it doesn't help us. We want to look after ourselves first. But at some point during our healing journey, if we can realize that everyone is doing their best, whatever they've been given, that will help us recover better as well. But I understand, I appreciate, I know that not all of us can get there, and it's okay. Genji, I do still get triggered. He's my bigger trigger. Okay, so work on that. What is it about him that triggers you? We can talk about this now. Remember W4. Yes, you're right, because now it's left me scarred for the world. I see everyone as a danger, and I'm afraid to face the world. Okay. So can we be more specific, please? Can you give me more details about your fears and anxiety? What scares you? What sort of thoughts do you have? What sort of patterns of thoughts and emotions do you have that are creating problems for you in your life? Remember W4. Genji, maybe it's validation. I've always felt that I needed to be everything or I was nothing. So let's talk about this. You don't need validation from him anymore. When you were a child, you needed validation from your parents because back then they were the most important people in your life. But now you're grown up and there are a lot of people in your life that are far more valuable to you and kind and giving than your dad. And so instead of seeking validation from him, whenever you seek validation from him, remind yourself it is that part of me that still believes that he is important. Tell that part of you he's not important. He has never done or given me anything good. And so, because I am a good person, I don't want to be horrible to him. However, I want to stop expecting him to give me something that he has never given me for all of my life. Why would I still do this to myself? And instead, think to yourself, who can give me that? Who can give me love, consideration, attention? Who can be there for me? Who can see me for who I am and accept me for who I am? Go toward those people. Go towards your husband. Go towards your close friends. And if you don't have so many, just stick with them. You don't need many. You just need one really. Two, twice as many. Three, even better, and so on and so forth. Everything is a bonus. But you need to be with one person at least that you know you can be yourself and can support you and see you for who you are. And value people with whom you want to focus your effort on, not on your dad. But in reality, you can even look at it from a different way. See that a lot of people actually see you under a good light. You may not even realize this. Maybe some of your workmates, maybe some of your neighbors, maybe some of your, I don't know, acquaintances. And you don't realize this because all you do is to think about your dad. He's just one guy in an ocean of people. There are a lot of good people out there who sees a lot of good things in you. So focus on them. Get all that need for being seen and connected from all those other people. Um, Thank you for your heart. Dawn Woodland. Hi Didi. Hello, Dawn. Please spell my name properly. It's Didi, not Diddy, because Diddy is kind of reminiscent of someone who may have spent a lot of time on that Epstein Island somewhere. So I don't want to be associated with that. Please, Didi, Didi. Please make the effort for me. I deserve this. I don't know you can do this. Genji, there's seemingly a million things. I don't exactly know specifically which things he does or says that pisses me off the most. So this is your work. You need to find out what it is. It's on you. It's your homework. No one else's. If you don't do this, no one will do it for you. If you want to change, you need to find out what is it that my dad tells me that pisses me off. Spend some time when you meditate, when you reflect about those things, and then you will realize, it is because of that. And then the next thing is to take those patterns and to find out the belief behind it. And then we can together upgrade that belief. Because he did that, because he said that, doesn't mean this. It means that. Choose a definition and interpretation of the event that works for you. Right? Because he said something derogatory to me, doesn't mean that it's true and that I'm bad. It means that he is trying to control me and put me down. That's what it means. Change the interpretation of it. Thank you for your heart. Remember W4, fear of not receiving love and how to love. If parents are supposed to be the protector, they didn't, so I grew up and made my mind if parents can't live, then who can? You can learn how to love yourself. Yeah. Yes, you can absolutely do this. It's not easy because we don't know how to get started. But again, this is why I'm suggesting you to check that video first and then come back to my live and we can talk about it. We can get to know each other. I can give you some more pointers over time. Okay? Genji, he just acts like he's better than everyone. I need to be there for him or help him, or even when I don't talk to him, he wants to pretend to others he's a good father and brag about my accomplishment. Okay, so it doesn't matter. This is what he does. I get it. So what? That's my answer to. And so what? Why is it important? Is it because of the belief, everyone is going to believe him and everyone is going to turn that back at me because of what he said? Is it that? Is it that fear that you have? Confirm this for me, please. Because if that's it, you know what? Let them believe whatever. Here's the thing. If people believe your dad over you, then they are not your people. Simple. Because now you're not only seeking validation from your dad, but also from all of those people. Stop it. Stop seeking validation from anyone. Hang out with the right people. People who will see you and love you for who you are without you having to be different or change anything about yourself. Without you having to justify, defend, protect, explain anything. Right? Does it make sense? Dawn, childhood does affect you. As grow up, it can affect you. Yes, of course. Everything about life is down to our childhood. Everything. Like not just, but predominantly, right? Because we grow up like a tree. So whatever that we are going to experience, whatever belief we are being given, are going to create more of those things in the same direction. Sorry, Didi, I pressed the wrong button about my name. Thank you. Didi, yes, DIDI, thank you. Just say thank you. It happened. Matthew, message retracted. Genji, I guess it's that he truly thinks if people see him that way, he is that way, but it's completely delusional. So you keep on saying he does this, he does that, he does this. And I'm telling you, stop doing this. It doesn't matter what he does. Stop thinking about it. It does not matter. Stop it. It does not matter. You keep on saying he does this, he does that, he da 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 da. Fuck him. Stop talking about him. It does not matter what he does. It doesn't matter what he thinks. It doesn't matter what he says. It does not matter. Stop it. It doesn't matter. This is how you're hurting yourself. This is how it's got you under your thumb. He does this. I don't give a fuck. Fuck him. It doesn't matter. I don't give a shit. Stop doing this. I don't care. It's not true. I care about you. But I've heard it thousands of times. And I'm doing this, I'm using the energy so that you can feel my frustration, so that you can feel that energy that will get you to be angry at yourself and stop doing this. You know what? Fuck it. What the fuck is wrong with me? Why do I have to do this to myself? What's wrong with me? I'll keep doing this to myself. Fuck my dad. That's what you want to tell yourself. That's the sort of energy I want you to have in that moment. Right? I hope I didn't come across as too harsh, but I really needed to share that so that you could feel how I feel about it. Stop this. It doesn't matter what he says. It doesn't matter what he thinks. It doesn't matter what he does. It does not matter in the slightest. The only one thing that matters is where you're going to direct your energy towards. Who are the people you're going to chill out with? What are the sort of things that you want to create for yourself? I hope it works. Does it help, Genji? Remember W4. Okay, thank you for taking your time to answer my questions. We need more lives on YouTube like this. I'm here every week, twice a week. So please make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet. I will appreciate your support and come back and we can continue. If you know anyone who needs some help, get them involved. And hopefully I can reach more people whenever I come here. I will check your video and give a feedback next time I see you on here. Thank you so much. Genji, I guess I wish he took accountability. Genji, it doesn't matter. Forget about him now. It doesn't matter. Dawn, exactly. It's hard with childhood. We try to let it go, even though you know it's wrong. Yeah. Genji, you're right. Thank you. Genji, I heard you loud and clear. Ah, finally! Yes. Remember this. Replay this video if you want. Remember, all my live streams are to be found the next day on my channel. It takes about 24 hours or so for YouTube to fully upload the live streams. But every single live stream I've done ever since I started on my channel, you can go there in the live section. There's plenty of them, and so you can always replay it if you feel a bit of confusion and you're back into that place. Play that segment where I'm shouting, and get that to remind you. You know what? Forget about him. Genji, I needed the harshness. Okay, thank you. Genji, I know you mean well. I kind of started laughing because you're 100% correct. I'm doing this shit to myself. Yes, you're doing this shit to yourself. Remember W4. Is the video Self-Love 101? Yes, it is. It is. That's the one. 7 minutes. Genji. Aha, that was like Godzilla. Yes, Didizilla. You very rarely see me like that, but maybe I'm going to be more like that. I think it's not a bad thing to utilize my emotional energy to convey information. I think that can maybe impact people at a deeper level when they realize, yeah, emotions are energy as well. Emotion is communication. Dawn, that's what I needed years ago. I'm just too soft. Okay, so you know what? Now is all that matters. We all have some things that we needed years ago, but all that matters is now. Whatever happened, happened. Now we can learn from the past, we can do our best now, and it's never too late and it's never too soon to learn something new and change and upgrade our quality of life. So whatever happened to you, whatever that you believe you should or could have done, it accept that it was part of your life experience. But now, every day, every moment is a fresh blank canvas that you can start to rewrite for you, that you can use to paint the new picture in your life, a new picture of your life. I'm trying to use that metaphor of canvas. Uh, so yes, I get you. Very often we look back and we're like, oh, it's such a shame. If only I knew that, but we didn't. And so we must accept that we're not missing out on anything. We have experienced that. And we're now still alive. And if we can change, then all the bad stuff that we've been through would help us feel better about ourselves now. Because life is all about contrast. If we have not suffered, we don't know the value of not suffering. Genji, I think it depends on the person, but as a person who gets loud and yells, sometimes I just need to be told things in that way with love. All right, okay. In that case, I'll be shouting at you with love. It does make sense. It does make sense. Yes, yes. If you are used to that energy, maybe you need more of that sort of energy to really connect with the message. So I will try my best to remember this. Shouting with love. But also because we have a relationship, you know that I come from a good place. Right? If you didn't know me, if we didn't know each other, that wouldn't work. That's why I'm always very careful about that. Um, I know that especially if we have BPD, it's so easy again to split and to put people into the bad batch category in one split second. And so I'm happy that we've come to a stage in our relationship where I can do this and you still remember that I'm on your side. Um, Genji, you are typically so soft spoken, so it's fine with me. Okay, thank you. Yes, shout with love. Yes. Uh, yeah, it's like a fist in a velvet glove or something like that. Anyway, okay, it's 36 minutes past 7. I'm happy to stay up till 8 o'clock if you have any more things you'd like me to talk about. It's up to you. Um, Genji, I was shaking before with anger and now I'm weirdly calm. Thank you. Because there's a part of you that has clicked, right? And so you have maybe more hope and clarity about the things that you're going to do from now on. Um, and again, we know that it's a journey, so there's going to be some fluctuations always. But I hope that is going there in that direction. I know that it is, but I hope that it's getting more in that direction. This is the most important aspect of healing. We don't realize that um, we will always go through ups and downs, and what matters is how we're going up and down as a whole. We tend to judge ourselves, we tend to judge life, we tend to judge people and things just on the moment. But if we can zoom out, we can realize that we are a process, we are a journey, we are an adventurer, and we are constantly fluctuating, and it's part of the journey. Um, that applies to you, to me, to everyone. Genji, I'm not splitting as much. Fantastic. Great news. For someone who's got BPD, it's a fantastic news, isn't it? Been going on walks and breathing exercises. I'm happy with that alone. Fantastic. Yes. So focus on the progress. Yes, well done. I'm super happy for you. I'm proud with you, and you should be proud of yourself. Going for walks, breathing exercises, yes. But something else that I was doing at the beginning of that live stream, that was the butterfly hug. So check it out. It's something that is also uh, can make a difference if you want to reset your nervous system. Genji, as you know, though, I want to fix everything all at once, which I know I can't do. So what's the part of your healing journey? One of the aspects of your healing journey is to finally accept that you are enough as you are. You will never be perfect, and you never want to be perfect anyway, because perfect is not human, it's not natural, there's nothing right about it. It's just a concept. So what you want to do is to accept. As you accept yourself, that you're enough, then you're healing. And then you will be humble and tell yourself, I will always get better all my life. It's not called even healing. It's called growth. It's called journey. It's called life. This is what your life is about. It's about being aware of the big picture and doing your best with what you have every day, one day at a time, and appreciate what you cannot appreciate. No, appreciate what you can appreciate and learn from the things that are unpleasant. That's it. If you think I want to fix everything all at once, it means that you're still hating some aspect of you, some aspect of your life. Instead, see the good in it. Practice gratitude for everything that you can practice gratitude on, and accept yourself as much as you can. As we said often, make a difference between who you are as a human being and your behavior. Your behavior is what you're harsh about. Your behavior, you have not chosen any of this. Again, all of your habits of thoughts, emotions, habits of actions, habits of reactions, they're just the program that you have inherited from your upbringing. You've never chosen it. And so you can never be harsh on yourself. It's your program, it's your behavior. Accept, who am I? I'm the soul, I'm the inner being, I am the energy, I'm the potential behind the behavior. This is who I am. And I'm going to love myself. I'm going to love that version of myself. Everything else is just the behavior. Everything else is other people's judgment out of their own fears, ignorance, and projected shame. It's got nothing to do with me. And if you can do this, and when you do this, that's when you heal. When you let go of the shame, when you let go of the guilt, when you let go of the fear, when you let go of the need to be anything else but who you are and accept yourself as you are, with the knowledge that you are constantly evolving and getting better. Right? But you must accept that what you are is enough. It's not perfect, it's not ideal, it's not what some people expect from you, but it's enough. Genji, butterfly hug, is that a grounding technique? Yes, so replay that video, please. I talked about it in great length at the beginning of the video. I will talk about it more, but I don't want to repeat myself because some people may want to, I don't know, care about other things, right? But yes, it is a grounding exercise. It's about combining different things. So you have the idea that you are connecting the two different hemispheres of the brain, and then there's the tempo that is reassuring, and then there's the feeling of it that is grounding. And the whole bit combined over 3 minutes, if you can do this, will really, it doesn't have to be like, you can do it on your legs if you sat down. Anything like that, over time, will actually get your brain to be using the thinking part of it instead of the emotional part of it. Instead of being directed by the stem of your brain, now you get to reconnect with your frontal neocortex. Dawn Woodland, I get how you feel, Genji, it's hard. Genji, I hate myself often still, but I work on being kind to myself. So this is the thing. Do you always hate yourself? Do you hate yourself 24/7? Do you hate yourself each minute, each second, each moment, all the time? That's what I want you to realize. You don't. It's impossible. Sometimes you hate yourself. Sometimes you're okay with yourself. Sometimes you don't think about yourself. And sometimes you are proud of yourself. You're only highlighting the part of you that hates yourself. It's a part of your brain called the reticular activating system, and it's the part of your brain that is going to focus on what you want it to focus on. So if you send the command to your mind, I hate myself, and so I want you to highlight for me all the things that are to be hated about myself. Then your brain is going to do this. It's going to select, it's going to have a cognitive bias, it's going to highlight and notice only for you the things that you hate about yourself. And you forget about all the other times where you don't hate yourself, where you even like yourself, where you're even proud of yourself. So instead of telling, I hate myself often still, think, okay, when do I love myself? When do I like myself? When am I content and appreciative and proud of myself? Focus on that instead. Tell your reticular activating system, this is what I want now. I don't care about hatred. I want to focus on the good things about myself. And over time, this will be addressed. Okay, Stevens, everybody here watch Seize the Day. Oh, yes, your favorite movie. The 1986 Robin Williams Stiller. It played on PBS. Okay. It's about an a-hole dad who was a miserable person. Genji. Yes, I remember the butterfly hug a bit, but I replay it when in practice. Yes, please do. Genji, thank you, Didi. Thank you. Dawn Woodland, get UK on that. Michelle M. Frontal cortex work is exhausting if you have ADHD. It's not frontal cortex work, it's just understanding how the brain works, right? So I'm not sure what you mean by that. because there's a lot of confusion when it comes to neuroscience. So if you can tell me what is exhausting for you, I have ADHD as well. So if you can tell me what is your problem, maybe we can reframe it in a way that can be helpful to you. Michelle M, what is exhausting in your life that is associated with ADHD? If you could tell me that would be very helpful. Sorgon said hi. Hello. Genji, I'm proud of myself when I don't split. Yes, so there you go. You're proud of yourself when you don't split. But also, it's not just when you don't split. What are you proud of yourself doing? What are the things that you are doing that you can be proud of? Now take it to the next level. Instead of being proud of yourself, not doing something, I'm sure there are a lot of things that you can be proud of yourself about that you're doing, right? Michelle, it's where emotion came from. No, emotion doesn't come from the frontal neocortex. It's the opposite. Frontal neocortex is the part of the brain that is rational, logical, analytical. The emotional part is the limbic system, is behind. Uh, and the way we talk about it is more like your nervous system, your body is your emotions, whereas the front of your brain is your cognitive mind, as opposed to emotional mind. Right? So emotions doesn't come from the frontal cortex, but understand it's confusing. What did you mean by that? What I want to do is to understand what you meant by it's hard when you have ADHD because of. If you can tell me that, I'd love to maybe give you something that could help you, because I have ADHD myself, and I help a lot of people with that. And so, if you can share with me what sort of problem you have, we could tackle it right now. Sorgon said hi again. Genji, no, I read that already. Genji, but you are right. I don't hate myself all the time. If I am in my head, the shame starts. Okay. So it's not that if you're in your head, I mean, yes, I know. It's when a part of you is taking over. So we have many parts. There's a part of you that is bitchy, that is horrible, that is nasty. And it's that part that keeps on taking the mic and telling you, oh, you should be ashamed of yourself. Uh, and so what you want to realize is that you have other parts of yourself that are self-loving, that are comforting, that are supportive, that are positive, optimistic, enthusiastic. And this is the part that you want to find and give them the mic. Genshi, I'm really bad at thinking of good things I do. I overwork myself, but that isn't really a good thing. Maybe it's just a skill that you need to start to learn and develop. Right? When you say I'm really bad at thinking of good things, it's normal if you've never done it. It's like if you ask me, uh, can you dance tango? And I'm going to say, oh, I'm very bad at dancing tango. Why? Because I never danced tango. I never danced anything. I'm a terrible dancer. But it's the same with everything. It doesn't mean that you're inferior. It doesn't mean that your person, you as a human being, is inferior. It just means that it's a skill that you have not learned and practiced yet. That's it. It's a skill. So it's easy when you look at it like that. What you need to do is to find out, okay, what is it that I want to learn? I want to be thinking good things of myself. How am I going to do this? Learn how to do this. If you don't know how to, come back to my next live stream and we can talk about this next time together. Uh, but everything is a skill. Being positive, being optimistic, being hopeful, they are skills, but you have to learn. And so don't think that there's anything wrong about you. There's nothing. It's just that no one has taught you those things yet. A lot of things I'm sure that you can be proud of yourself, that you can do, that you're very good at. They're all things that you had to learn at some point. There's not a single skill that you have that you're proud of that you were born with. Even if you had some inclination to something, you had to do this more and learn from some people to make it better. It's the same thing with everything. Walking, talking, not weighing on yourself, all those things are skills that you've learned. And it's the same with uh, uh, talking good about yourself. So remember this whenever you say, I'm very bad at this, it's true. But if you say, I'm very bad at this, it's not going to help you. If you can tell yourself, I don't know how to do this yet. But I'm going to find out. Now you're empowering yourself. You're feeling better already because you have changed the program of your reticular activating system. Instead of focusing on disempowerment, you're focusing on empowerment. Don't. It's very hard when you are a very sensitive person. We can talk about this. Yes, everything is hard when we don't know how to do something, but we can all learn how to do this. And many of us are sensitive indeed because of the things we go through in childhood. So this is true. However, if we can understand how we function and how we can make it work better for us, then things become easier. Michelle M, thanks for offer. I will just listen for a minute. It's up to you. I'm here to take questions. I'm here for another 10 minutes. But after that, I'm going to go. But I do come on YouTube every week, twice a week, every Wednesdays and every Fridays from 6 p.m. UK time. I'm always here. So if you want to talk to me about those things, if you have questions, make sure to subscribe to my channel to be reminded of my next live stream. And then we can continue our conversation together. It's up to you. That's what I do. Karen Davis, I do love myself. I do sense projections by people who are close to me, and I care and I love them deeply. Their negative energy towards me does seem to affect my life. Okay, so it may be possible. It may be possible. So we are all emanating and radiating energy all the time, and our energy affects people around us. Indeed, if we're happy, we're going to be kind. We're going to be supportive. We're going to be positive, and so naturally, we're going to be trickling down our happiness onto others. But if we're hurt, if we're angry, if we're sad, if we're anxious, if we're scared, then that level of stress, that tightness, that unhappiness is going to also trickle down on others through our behavior, through our words, through our interactions, but also through our very energy. For those of us who are sensitive, we can feel that even without any actions or words being shared. Um, so yeah, that may well be the case. But then again, everything is contextual. So everything depends on many things. So for me to, if you want to be more specific about your problem, we can address it specifically because nothing is just this or that. What I'm saying is that at a general level, it's true that we need to take into consideration that we feel one another's energy all the time, and we impact one another through our energy and through our actions and words. And apathy. Again, that's a good point. I haven't done that before. Maybe I can try to work on it tomorrow and see what I can do better on Friday. Yes, great. Friday, come back to me, please, and we carry on. J JGK Waki. I am tired of the world and work. What should I do? Um, you should have a break from it, and you should find a way to address why you feel like that. Because work and the world, there's a difference between an event and how we're going to experience that event. And so, is it true that workplaces can be toxic? Yes. Is it true that the world can be overwhelming? Yes. However, our experience of it can change it radically. And so, it's not to say that the world is not a bad place in many places at the moment, or that work can be terrible. But if you can change some ways you interpret it, you could feel better about yourself. Having said that, it could also be the fact that your workplace is terrible. You need to go. So I don't know. I need to find out more about you in order to have a discussion. Nothing is just this or that. Everything is many things all happening at the same time. So we need to have a better idea of the bigger picture. The world, however, is one thing that I can talk about. The world is not all bad. There's a lot of bad stuff. There's a lot of good things as well. And so if you feel that I'm tired of the world, what should I do? It is in that conversation what I would say maybe find a way to reframe. Let's talk about it. I need to know about you in order to continue the conversation anyway. But uh, but the world is the world, and where you put your attention on, and whatever wound you have inside of you, also will dictate your experience. Um, the more wounds we have, the more we're going to react to the things that we see from the outside. So it doesn't mean that it's not happening. It's not. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't have empathy for other people either. But it all depends on how bad it's affecting you. If it's preventing you from functioning, maybe you want to address some of your own wounds inside of you. Though negative energy can be very damaging. Yes, yes, absolutely. You sound like you're in a very disempowered place, aren't you, Dawn? Do you want to talk about it? I'm not staying much longer, but if you want to share with me some things about you, I would love to do this, either today or Friday or some other time. Karen David, yes, sensitivity does make that perception strong. Thank you for what you shared. Okay, something I said hit the mark. Thank you, Karen David. Genji, I appreciate you. Thank you for helping me today. I do feel much better. Fantastic. Thank you, Genji. Remember to replay that video. The exciting, agitated bit. I think you will find interesting and useful. And also the butterfly hug at the start of the live stream. I think you will find it useful. Thanks, Didi from K. Stevens. Thank you. I'm still here for 4 minutes. I like to be precise. So I'm here up till 8 o'clock. Uh, but yes, it's coming to the end today. Dawn, I feel so lost and alone. It's hard. Okay. Do you want to tell us about yourself, Dawn? And remember, I'm here twice a week. If you want to come back every week, I will always be happy to talk to you there and then. Right? Sometimes there's nothing we can do but feeling lost and lonely. This has got to be said as well. And so, at least when it happens, if you can be with someone as opposed to be on your own, that is slightly better. If you can be here with me, with us, it's still something. Um, Genji, it was like a loving father. uh, I think it doesn't have to be a father, just a person, someone that cares for you. But yeah, maybe if you feel that you didn't have a father, or I don't know, am I old enough to be your dad? I don't know. maybe I am. Dawn, thanks. Of course, Dawn. Life can be extremely difficult for many of us, and we need to acknowledge this as a truth. Even though I've got tons of tools in my tool bag, uh, being a therapist myself, and having addressed my own issues as well all my life, uh, we need to accept that sometimes it's just the way it is. However, we need to accept this with the knowledge, the understanding, and the acceptance. But after each moment is always another moment. After each day is always another day, and each moment and each day bring new options, new possibilities, new opportunities. So we need to keep some hope. Uh, Even if I feel like shit today, it's okay. If I feel like not doing anything, not being productive, if I'm overwhelmed, if I can't function, if I can't focus because of X, Y, Z, maybe the best thing for me to do on that day is to, you know what, I'm going to accept this. Fuck it. That's it. So now I'm going to change my mindset. Instead of thinking, I should be doing this, I'm going to tell myself, I am choosing to have a mental health day and to give myself some time to just daydream and look at the ceiling. I'd go out. So we have to go out. Dawn, have you been out today? Whatever you're going through, going outside will make a huge difference. You don't have to go out to meet people or to go for a huge walk, but just if you can just go out and have a little walk around the block, ideally in a park, listening to some music or listening to the sound of the city wherever you are, just that will make a huge difference. I think people don't realize the importance, the power of just going out for a walk. Just that is so, so important. And especially now that the days are becoming warmer, it's even easier. So, Dawn, have you been out today? If not, and if it's safe for you to do that because it's 8 o'clock now, I would suggest you to go for a little walk. Right? Just that. Don't expect too much. Just go for a little walk, and even just that will already make you feel better about yourself. If we don't go out, if we don't move, if we don't connect with the outside, with life, with movement, with stimulation, then we're constantly in the prison of our flat or our house, wherever we are, walls, ceiling, windows, and that is actually like being the prison of our mind. And in the end, all we end up doing is to rummage the same thoughts, and we're going to feel the same feelings in our body because of the same thoughts that we are ruminating about. There's an expression: depression can't hit a moving target, and there's a lot of truth about it. Um, Lars, what do you do when anxiety or depressed mood comes out of nowhere? I will talk about it on my next live. If you haven't subscribed yet, do subscribe, please. I appreciate your support. And I come live on YouTube twice a week, every single week, every Wednesdays and Fridays from 6 p.m. UK time. So we can talk about it Friday if you want, or the next one. In the meantime, um, just remember what I just said. The one thing that you can do is to go out for a walk. Just that. For today, for now, for right now, try this. Just go for a walk. Nothing heavy, just that. And see what happens. It's not going to change everything, but at least it can make you feel a little bit better, a little bit better. And just that is something. And we can carry on the next time we have a conversation together on my next live stream. Okay? It's just because it's 8 o'clock now and it's time for me to go. Lars, Genji, you are actually, I don't know. Dawn, it is Didi. Okay. Genji, not in a weird way, by the way. Ah, father! Okay, I'm not like your daddy or something. I have some weird messages on the internet from so many people. Not in a weird way, by the way. We've talked for so long, so I know that you do genuinely care. But yes, I don't really know how a loving father would even be like. Okay. Okay. Don't I get social anxiety around too many people. This is the thing. Go for a walk. Go in nature. Go in the park. When it's quiet, it doesn't have to be. If you're, I get it. If you're worried about people, go in a place where it's a bit quiet, perhaps, where you are safe and where it's quiet. It's just about walking, being outside, and being stimulated by seeing other things, hearing other things, smelling other things, feeling other things, connecting with life and the world outside. That makes a huge difference. Karen, wow, that hit deep. Depression can't hit a moving target. Great. All right, thank you, Karen. Yes, very, very important. So important. Um, and I will spend more time talking about this in the future. It's not just depression, anxiety, overthinking. Uh, when we are moving, we are active, we are switching on a lot of things, we are sending a lot of signals to our body, to our mind, to our whole self. We are being active, we are doing something, as opposed to we are passive and we are just going to be submissive and allow the old thoughts from the past to take over our head and then feel terrible in our body as a result of it. Dawn retracted the message. Tamsu, gardening is a great stress reliever. Yes, it is. If you have a garden, yes. Uh, Fantastic. Yes. If you do have a garden, yes. I don't have a garden. I live in London, and so I go to parks, and it's good enough. But yes, gardening is fantastic. Just something simple like weeding, it really helped today. Yes, if you are lucky enough to have a garden, by any means, gardening is amazing. I would love to have a garden, maybe one day in my life. But yes, nature, fantastic. Absolutely. Lars, okay, thank you, Lars. Though people can be very annoying, they can indeed, but also people can be nice, people can be kind, people can be patient, people can be compassionate, people can be so many things. People can be horrible as well. And so it's about us learning how to recognize and allow the right people in our life. Um, And it's a skill, something that we can talk about in the future if you want. Genji, glad we're on the same page now. Hope you have a good evening, Didi. Till we talk again, my friend. Thank you so much. Guys, I love you all. I'm going to go now. I wish you a good night or day wherever you are in the world. Just remember, I am both on TikTok and YouTube. I post short videos. I haven't done any long video for a while. At some point, when I have more time, I'll do it again. But I do have some long form video that you can check for now. All the live streams that I do, you can replay them the next day on my YouTube channel. And I've come here twice, as I said, every Wednesday, every Friday from 6 p.m. UK time. And if you need any details about me as a therapist and coach, this is also what I do for a living. And there should be a link to my website on my bio somewhere. Okay. In the meantime, bye bye. Tamsu, take care. Thank you. Karen David, gratitude for being here and all that you do and share. Thank you so much, Karen. JGKYK, bye. Thanks. Thank you so much. Guy, I love you. Look after yourself and be kind to yourself. Okay. Bye bye now.